I really am a sausage fan. I've always loved sausages. For a while there, they were pretty ordinary, weren't they? But I do remember when I was a kid, every butcher had his own sausages, actually in those days, often beef. But they were always good, and I used to love those crumb sausages that the butchers did. Maybe it was because of my age, and maybe if I taste them now, I would go, yuck. And just quickly, while I'm waiting for this to heat, if I told you the story about bangers, why they're called bangers? They're called bangers because after World War II in England, who, you know, the English are mad keen on bangers or sausages or snags, they were called bangers because there was a lot of water in them, and when they put them into the pan, they used to go bang, you know, like a gun. Yeah, right. You obviously had to be there. And what we're doing is we're making a really nice lentil stew to go with my bangers or sausages or snags or whatever you want to call them. I love lentils, I really do, and these are pui lentils. And what I've got here is about 1/4 of a leek, which I've finely diced, about 1/4 of a medium carrot, the same, 1/4 of a zucchini, 1/4 of an onion, and I have just diced those really finely because you want the dish to look nice, so spend a little bit of effort. To that I'm going to add a couple of cloves of garlic. They're only one large one or two small ones. So we just saute that, and just while that's happening, I'm also going to make a little brochette or kebab or whatever you want to call it. And I've got some lamb here where I've got a back strap. Get that from your butcher, they'll be trimmed and all lovely, and you don't need a lot of it. So we're just going to cut nice chunks there, 4 or 5 pieces. Actually, I remember going to a street actually in the Latin Quartier in Paris, and they specialise in kebabs, and every window is full of kebabs, and each shop specialises in a different one. And I remember actually having this sausage and lamb one, except the difference was, in this case they used lamb chops, so they put the whole lamb chop on the thing. But when you went past sort of pre-theatre, the windows were piled to the top. No refrigeration, none of that. You know, the French don't worry about things like that. And they were piled to the top with these kebabs. When you came past later on in the day, none left. They went through thousands of the blessed things. You know, I'm glad I shared that with you. Now, I've got some lentils here. Now, I have cooked those in lots of boiling salted water until they're just tender. And I've done some extra because I like having them in the fridge, because I can do some wonderful things with those. Toss them around just to coat them with that butter mix. About 3/4 of a cup of beef stock preferably, or chicken. You could use chicken, but I think beef gives a bit of colour. A good splash of white wine and some seasoning, salt and pepper. So what we do is we just put a few things on this. A bit of sausage, red capsicum, another bit of lamb. Now don't throw out this onion that you're not using, guys. Please keep it. It can go in the stock pot, or it can be chopped up and used for anything that you're making. Just finish with a piece of onion. Right, see? Lovely. So this will take about 10 minutes because I kept the lentils a little bit under. You don't want to finish the cooking because then they'll go all mushy. All right, guys, it's drying out a bit, so I've added a little bit more beef stock, and I'm now adding a good dollop of Dijon mustard and a little splash of red wine vinegar just to give it a bit of oomph. Also throw in some chopped parsley, and we'll just mix that in. Right, let's just have a taste. I'll tell you one thing, it's hot. Oh, that's lovely. The vinegar and the mustard have just added a bit of zing. They really have. All right, we'll cook that for about 5 minutes. Then we'll put the grill on, and then we'll think about the sausages and my lovely kebab. What I also added when I was tasting, I added some finely shredded Savoy cabbage. A couple of sausages. And this has nothing to do with this. This would be done separately. Still with the lentil stew, we've got our sausages, we've got our kebab or brochette or whatever you want to call it, and we've got our lentil stew, and to go with that, a good dollop Dijon. And when I talk about Dijon, I talk about the real Dijon from Dijon, not from Mooney Ponds, guys. And a really nice, oh, I like my jokes. I was going to have a little bit of a cackle there. The Gate McLaren Vale Charade, something big and bold, that's what we need. And this has won every bloody prize in the world. God, it's got gold medals all over the place. So a glass of that, and I reckon, because I'm as biased as hell, that is bloody good tucker.